Because embattled gold dealership company Menzgold has sued the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and the Bank of Ghana. The company in its suit is seeking from the court an order directing the two institutions to, quote, stop interfering in its business. Menzgold also asked the court to stop the Bank of Ghana and the SEC from publishing what it describes as, quote, derogatory notices against its business. They want the two institutions to publish an unqualified retraction and apology for the notices that they published against the dealership company. My colleague Raymond Aqua joins me in the studio. He has the writ that has the details. Raymond, it's good to have you. Let's just proceed with the release they're seeking.
So both Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission are the ones who are supposed to respond to this particular matter.
Okay.
They are first saying that they want a declaration that Menzgold's business does not fall within the present legislative scope of the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act. That's the Bank of Ghana's current operational Act 2016, Act 930. They also want a declaration that plaintiff's business, that's Menzgold in this case, their activities does not fall within the present legislative scope of the Securities Industry Act 2016, Act 929, which is also the main operational law for the Securities and Exchanges Commission in this case. And another declaration that the Bank of Ghana's notices, which has been detailed here, the 12th of 2018 SEC, and the other one, which was also 2017-24 SEC, that's the reference number specifically, which were dated the 6th of October in August, 6th of August 2018 and 28th of November 2017, have hurt the business reputation of Menzgold in many forms. They want the declaration that the Securities and Exchange Commission's notices dated 22nd September has harmed the business reputation of Menzgold. Another declaration they are seeking is that the Bank of Ghana's notice, which was dated 6th of August 2018, and that which was dated on November 28, 2017, are an abuse of the defendant's discretionary powers, contrary to Article 23 and Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution, which says that they should be fair, candid, and reasonable in their conduct as public officers towards every other Ghanaian, and to some extent, in this case, the institution we are dealing with. Now, they also want a declaration that the Securities and Exchange Commission, just like the Bank of Ghana, they have abused with their notices the Menzgold's discretionary powers as they exercise based on Article 23 and 296 of the Constitution. Another declaration they are asking is that the directives which are contained in the letters that has been sent to them on the 7th of September 2018 was an abuse of the Securities and Exchanges Commission. I know of this directive, the directive that shut down this operation, or we deal with this particular capacity, and send us the needed information that we have discussed in this case. That notwithstanding, don't forget to shut down. That particular directive, they say, was arbitrary, was capricious, and contrary to Article 23 and 296 of the Constitution, which defies the scope of discretionary power used by a public officer in this particular case. Now, the other order they are seeking is an order which will set aside the directives that I just spoke to you about from the Securities and Exchanges Commission, which was dated the September 7, 2018. They also want the court directing the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchanges Commission to publish an unqualified first retraction and second apology with the same prominence with respect to the notices that we are dealing with now. That is the August 28, 6th August 2018 one, and also
that asked Menzgold to shut down its services.
And also the September 22nd, 2017 one, and also saying that they want a perpetual injunction to restrain both the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission, its officers, servants, people it may send, and agents from interfering with the Menzgold's business and their activities, or further acts of disobedience and non-compliance with law by publishing any such derogatory notices. So not only are they supposed to stop it, not only are they supposed to apologize and retract what we have said before, they should be stopped from in the future doing anything like this which is not in tandem with the laws of the country. Again, they want exemplary and aggravated damages for the harm caused to the Menzgold's business reputation. Then they also want another which is specifying a time limit within which the judgment of the court should be complied with. So they want a date and time. That on this day and this time, do this and do it with respect to this particular directive that we have given you. That's also what they are asking for. Of course, many of these cases, they will demand general damages and also cost inclusive of plaintiff's legal fees.
Okay.
So this is basically what they're
asking for. Raymond,
yeah.
let me just try and do a little bit of a summary here and see if we can help our viewers grasp it easily without all of the you know, the bourgeois language that comes with rates. So basically, they want the court to say that the SEC and the Bank of Ghana do not have the powers to regulate the work that Menzgold does.
Yes, their functions do not fall within their
right. They want the bank to establish to make that declaration.
Yes.
They want the bank to they want the bank to apologize because they say that the publications that in fact
retract first and apologize
and then apologize for the publications which they say have hurt their business reputation, and then they want this abuse of discretionary powers.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little further?
So Article 296 says a public officer in the performance of duties should be fair, candid, and reasonable.
Okay.
It should not be capricious. It should not be arbitrary.
Okay.
In this case, they are saying that by our dealings with both the Bank of Ghana and also the Securities and Exchange Commission, they have not been fair.
Okay.
They have not been candid. They have not been reasonable because these are state agencies. Because specifically, there are times that when we have discussed our detailed work with them, they've gone out there to issue notices that hurt our business. By having the information they sought to with their notice, do so. They have warned the public against doing business with us when it was unfair, when they didn't fall within the remits of their laws, and when they were acting outside the remits that they're allowed to do so. And when they were abusing laws in this country, especially, we've taken due notice of that and moved on to explain to them all the things we want them to know about this job.
So that is Menzgold's position.
That both the SEC and the Bank of Ghana have issued statements that are dated in 4 different dates, statements that we have warned them about. We have pleaded with them not to do so, and statements that has affected our business because our reputation as an institution that does specific related business is being harmed. People do not trust us as much as they should do.
Because of the notices that were published.
And the warnings that have been given to the public not to do business with us
by the 2 organizations. Okay. They're also asking, they're talking about abuse of notices. Does it fall within what we've just described? Then there is they want the directive to shut down. They're calling it what, arbitrary?
Yes. They're saying that you cannot act outside your mandate. Even if you think that this is an assumed area of control, you cannot presume that merely because you want to do something like this, you can't engage the people involved. They believe that at least give us the first benefit of doubt of going through the procedure with us, especially when you've written to us for information. Based on which information then do you carry out such a directive that we should shut down? So you are not well informed about our institution. We have told you in times past, and yet you proceed to go and act in ways that are contrary to what is stated in law. When you don't have a mandate to regulate us in the first place.
And just to be clear, this is not Raymond's position, by the way. this is Raymond explaining the Menzgold rate. So that's the position. Whatever Raymond is saying is the position of Menzgold. That's what they believe is happening. Raymond, before I let you go, they want the bank, they want the court to set aside the directive that ask them to shut down their business. And then apart from that, they want the court to also restrain the SEC and the Bank of Ghana from what? Regulating their work?
Yes, further interference, further issuing statements, further going about in ways that are contrary to law, hurting the business of a private person in this country.
So this is the Menzgold's position. They've just filed that suit. We will certainly be following that. We'll bring you up to speed as and when we have any information. We're also expecting a press conference by Menzgold. As and when that happens, we'll let you know right here on the show. Raymond, thank you so much for coming. Raymond Akwa there explaining to us what Menzgold is seeking from the courts. They've just filed a suit. Now.